Hey, True Believers, Englentine here with another episode of Really That Good. This is where I take a look at a comic book series or miniseries and ask, does it deserve its good reputation? And this time around, we're going to look at the first 6 issues of Mother Panic, a young animal title from DC Comics, which surprisingly takes place in Rebirth continuity, even though it's not a part of Rebirth. Okay, so I got to admit, I never really read anything past the first issue, so I'm happy to have this opportunity. And remember, whenever you do this, even though you like the book, I've got to give an honest opinion, so it's going to be out there. I hope you guys enjoy this. Now, this was a commissioned video, and if you would like to commission a video also, just go on over to Ko-Fi. The link is in the description below. Just pick whatever topic, pick whatever subject, and we'll get that video out to you ASAP. And with all that aside, let's get started on Mother Panic. Mother Panic, number 1, as always, we take a look at the cover first. This is possibly the weakest, in my opinion. Well, no, it's not the weakest, but it's selling Batman, not Mother Panic, and that's one of the reasons I would say pass on this particular one. Not a horrible cover. It actually is a pretty good image. It's just she's not the main figure in it. This would be a great issue 4, 5, or 6 cover because it's a great image. What the heck is going on? This tells you nothing about character or story. So, but what a great poster image. Pound for pound, I don't even know why I used that phrase though. This is the best cover. Now, the deer has something to do in the story. We see Mother Panic in and out of the costume. You see the bat signal in the background where it should be, telling you she's in Gotham, that Batman is a player in the book, but not a huge player in the book. This is it. It's a good poster image also. This is the cover to get. I love this one. Alrighty, so let's talk about the book itself, and right away we are shown Mother Panic. I'm going to call her Mother Panic because, in all honesty, we don't even learn her name until about page 11. Seriously, we're shown that she has an attitude. We're shown that she's really uncomfortable with the world that she lives in. And we're shown how she reacts and responds to certain situations. We're even given a little insight to this underground club, which is so underground it seems to have managed to avoid Batman's detection. But, okay, that's happened. Court of Owls, you know, that kind of stuff. One of the big problems, though, I have as far as this secret underground society thing is that we're supposed to believe that, you know what, I'm going to get to that in just a moment. I do want to say that we do a flashback right here. This is when we learn that the girl that we've been following for 10 pages is named Vi, and it's only said once in a corner. She's never referred to it. It's been thrown. It's like Jody Hauser had an idea, and it's not a bad idea. Actually, this isn't a bad book per se. It's just it could be better, and it could be better with some minor tweaks. And part of that is let us know who your hero is. We don't need 1970s Wolverine where all he is an attitude and isn't he cool? Ooh, I've got a mysterious past. Yeah, well, what do you do? Mysterious. I'm mysterious. That's what I do. And that's how it comes up here. The action scenes are handled well. There's not a lot of it. This is definitely a dialogue-heavy book, but we're privy to some, and we do get to see Mother Panic in action, and that's fine. But I'm going to go back to that secret society, and I'm going to say, really, what you're going to tell me is this society is so secret, and it's managed to be hidden from Batman so well that he, in all of his time here, even though he'll show up at anybody's christening as far as a hero in Gotham and say, this is my city, you follow my rules, doesn't know a woman in a bright white costume is flying around on a sky cycle. Seriously, that's what's happening right here, and supposedly Batman doesn't know about her. Oh, in this scene right here, she brings a body into, I guess it's her mother or something like that, and her mother says something, oh, did you bring me somebody to sing to? Does this happen a lot? I'm hoping that there's something we find out where her singing causes some sort of mental pain. Maybe she devours people or something. There's some reason by this, but does she actually bring people for her mother to sing to so often that her mother goes, "Oh, did you bring me someone to sing to?" as a normal part of the conversation. It is a weird book, and sometimes it seems weird for weird's sake. Like this room filled with spots, an assassin with a victim hanging upside down that she's bleeding out. Why this color choice? I do not know. I do know that one of the problems I had with Young Animal on a whole is that they did weird for weirdness sake rather than story's sake. Once again, so far not a bad book, but I think it's a misguided book at this point. We'll find out how it fares in the future issues. Alrighty, Mother Panic number 2, talking about the cover here. I like it. It's a good poster cover, and if you're familiar with issue 1, you know that this is her out of her outfit, and this doesn't really tell the story of the issue, but there is a bit where we're following her in and out of her Mother Panic suit, so it's like 2 stories being told at the same time. It kind of works on that level, but you really have to know what's on the inside to know what the outside stands for. This cover, it's kind of a mess. I don't mind this cover colored. That would be fine, but in black and white, the art gets lost, I think. Okay, so part 2 is better than part 1. I've got to say it is picking up. We still don't really get to know her, in all honesty. This is still playing the vague game. I think it's more trying to give an idea of who she is rather than tell us who she is. And if you're into that kind of thing, that's fine. But be prepared for a lot of dialogue that's very staccato in its diameter. It's very much okay. This and this and this and this and this and here's this. But a lot of it isn't coming from her either. It's her listening to the world around her, and I don't know, that may be good, that may be bad to you. It really seems like we're still world building, and that's cool if you want to do that, but we're on issue 2. It's time to start learning who our hero is beyond just she's a badass in an outfit. This was creepy. She slept with a guy, and in order to get him not to call, she drew bloody faces all over the wall. I don't know what kind of personality you want to convey by doing that. Batwoman sees her flying around, and so at least there is some contact with the Bat family. The whole bit about her chasing down some kidnapped children, that was all right. I liked that. Obviously, she's willing to kill. This is another reason why Batman would be all over her. But because it is Gotham City. And I think that's one of the big problems. Having her operate in Gotham, it just raises it just puts a big Batman-shaped hole in the story. Yeah. Overall, it's good. The Gotham radio stuff is decent. It doesn't really add to the story very much to me. So it's just a little bit of an extra. If you like it, cool. If not, I can understand. Mother Panic number 3, taking a look at this first cover, this does tell a little bit of the story, and it makes for a good poster cover, which to me is absolutely the best kind of covers. No words on it, get rid of the young animals and everything, and it would be perfect. Yeah. The art is a little wonky. I haven't talked about the art in this book a little for 2 issues, but yeah, the art in the book is a little bit wonky as well. Overall, this one works. Not my favorite of the 2, though. This is my favorite. And this actually does happen in the book where Batwoman and Mother Panic go at each other for a few pages. Just a couple. She does the whole "we're watching you" bit. Batman knows you're here. If you're going to be in Gotham, you might as well check in. And Mother Panic's got to be the, "Oh, I'm too tough for the Bat family" kind of thing, which is ridiculous, but that's the way you introduce a new character, is by trying to make an old character look stupid, right? Cover looks good, though. But, as I said, this is where Batman and Batwoman really go, hey, there is a new player in Gotham. And Batman saying, we need to find out what they're all about. We need to find out what they're looking for and find out who she is. And this is, as I said, for the second issue, she was looking after some missing kids. This is the issue where she finds them. But first, of course, we've got to have the obligatory hero versus hero fight, where Batwoman finds out that she has super strength and Mother Panic kicks her over the side of a building, which really just, like I said, it serves to make Mother Panic look badass by beating up one of the Bat family. when, in all honesty, we've been through this. If you are a fan of Batman for a long time, you know that not wanting to fit into the Batman family or anything like that, but still operating in Gotham, it's kind of like the Huntress. Well, actually, the Huntress wanted to be in there, but she was just still kind of the outcast. This is just a little twist on it where she doesn't want to be there. So anyway, we've got this villain. Her name's Gala, and she's creating art with the kidnapped children. And in order to escape Mother Panic, she begins to set the kids on fire. So Mother Panic has to get the kids out instead of fighting Gala. And this is where Batwoman realizes, okay, she is a hero. And so she can operate, but they're going to keep a watch on him. Overall, this is the best issue of Mother Panic so far, which is good. That means that they're getting better as they go. And that's what you kind of want. I wasn't a big fan of first issue. I kind of like the second issue. I do like this third issue. And it's given me enough backstory now that I'm beginning to understand who this character is rather than just the attitude. We're actually getting the person, and that's very important. Mother Panic number 4, starting off. This is the perfect cover for the book. You know, like I said, I usually don't like the wording, but where are you going to put the title? That's a beef of mine. I say about damn near every cover, the titles get in the way, but in this case, it actually is right across the middle of the art. You know, it's a good cover though. I'm not going to take that away from it, and it is representative of what's in the book, and to me, that's very important. And, okay, let's see. This one, no. I mean, okay, it is a picture of Mother Panic, but it's just a picture of Mother Panic. And at some point, she does get her glove bloody. But is that Hellboy's glove? How does that thing stay on? Seriously. The logistics of that doesn't even fit. Like, how big is her hand to make sure that that glove is working? I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me. This is the loser cover. I like the other one better. Getting into the story itself, we find out a little bit more about Mother Panic. I gotta tell you, the book is getting better as it goes. I'm kind of shocked. When I first read this, I dropped it at the first issue. I thought the first issue was so bad that I didn't continue. I didn't want to continue the story. Seriously, it was that bad. But as I'm reading it now and it's continuing, granted, it really is taking its time, giving us a little bit of info here, a little bit of info there. I'm still not a fan of the art. It's passable, but it's not grabbing me yet. But I do like this. I like where the story's going. In this case, we find out that Mother Panic kind of has the same background as the Black Widow. In this case, there was a man who convinced her brother to kind of sell her off to this orphanage where she was raised to be a badass, where she was raised to be a fighter and everything. So it kind of comes off like the Red Room in Marvel, where she's just trained to be a killer. And yeah, we see it right here. And then when she's there, she meets somebody from the time when she's growing up, to the point where psychologically it affects her. I mean, she wants to help this guy out, but also, you know, she's kind of scared and wants to beat the total hell out of him. I mean, it is actually an interesting story. The one thing is it seems very sparse as well, as far as dialogue is concerned, and we're still not getting as much information as we should about the character. This is a 6-issue miniseries. I think it's a 4-issue miniseries, to tell you the truth. If you see all this, all the kind of blank panels and everything, and I like sequential art. I'm not going off on the sequential art. It's just that it's something I think for what they're showing, sometimes you don't need it, and I think the story could be condensed. I guess that's what I'm saying. Know what I'm saying? Issue number 5. As always, we start off with a cover, and no. Okay, first of all, it's a good striking image if Mother Panic wasn't lost in the art. It's almost like Where's Waldo, because she's up against that white light underneath the bridge. It's not horrible. There just needs to be more of a contrast, I think, in colors. But that's just me. I'm a different breed of cat. Now, going on to the other cover, this not only actually has something to do with what's in the book, because she's facing down that guy that was also from the same school that trained her, the Red Room. And I know it's called something else. It starts with a G, but I kind of got it mixed up, and when I started calling it the Red Room, it just kind of stuck. But yeah, this is kind of poster coverish with a character you really don't know in the foreground. So yeah, but it still looks good. I like this one better. Tell you the truth, and I've said this about issue number 4, you're going to hear a bit of a repeat, I guess, as I'm going along. Now, for me, it's taken time because I'm doing these reviews right after I read the book. For you guys, I don't know, it'll probably sound like one right after the other, but this just keeps getting better. This one focuses more on what happened to the guy. We still get a little bit of what's going on with Mother Panic in the school. I actually realized that Mom here is Mother Superior from the school that trained her to be a killer. And I thought that, okay, now I'm getting it. And that's part of the flaw of Mother Panic as well. There's not enough story to this book. You know, we should have heard about this information. We should know this information from day one. And it's not all that clear. So we see a lot of parallels. She deals with the guy that's in the thing who wants to kill a kid or at least recruit a kid, but she only kind of pushes him away, says don't. We get this panel right here, and then she walks away. So there's not a lot of resolution of anything going on in this issue. I understand we've got one more to go. It's still intriguing. It's still a good story, and like I said before, it's still getting better. In the issue prior to this one, there was this guy right here brings his rats into a basement, and it's the same basement that Mother has been living in, and she invites them in. So I'm kind of interested in finding out who's the predator in this instance. It's looking pretty good. Issue number 5. This cover only makes sense if you've already read the issue. It's still not a bad cover. Once again, I still wonder what's going on with the big-ass Hellboy glove on her, but like I said, I'm not a big fan of the art, but at least it's okay for what it is. If you are a fan of the art, it's going to work. It's going to be better. So for you. So I've got to say, of the two covers, this is probably the least favorite. That on the other hand, this could possibly be the best of the poster covers. Get rid of Young Animals on the top. Even with the writing, everything, the negative space showing Mother Panic, this is possibly the best cover of the miniseries as well. I've got to say, I like this. This ends up being a really good poster cover. And like I said, it has nothing to do with the story, though, and I think that's where the weakness lies. Alrighty, guys, so here we go. Number 6, the final issue of the miniseries. And as I said, the book just kept getting better, and it kept getting more interesting. In this case, we've got the other guy from, I read the name and then I completely forget it anyway, but the school that Mother Panic comes from. And what we see is he's really just going freaking nuts. And so we're following him as he's following Mother Panic around outside of her outfit, kind of looking like Jack the Ripper. There's a little bit of timelessness going on in the way he's dressed. And that part of the story is really cool. This isn't. Look at this. You've got 4 panels showing her getting into bed when one would do. Here you've got that guy finding this woman, and he puts a gun to her head, and it adds in that panel. I'm telling you, this really should have been condensed to a tighter story. You didn't need 6 issues for this. I think that would have made it a lot better as well, because there just seems so much superfluous material in here, and I think that ended up being a weakness for it. It ended up being pretty good. It's just that sometimes it kind of wanders. This issue, however, it's almost like Mother Panic was an afterthought. Like, she didn't really do anything to help the situation. She gets knocked out even, and it's the rat catcher who sends his rats to stop the bad guy. So, yeah, what is she doing here? What's the whole purpose of it? And I don't know. It's not a perfect book, but it's not a horrible book either. I guess if you can find the trade paperback cheap, you could check it out. But the issue alone, at least it's entertaining. So there you go, guys. All 6 issues. I guess it comes down to, is it really that good? And I have to say it's not bad. I wouldn't count it upon one of the best books I've ever read, but it's definitely, I think it's worth the money. if you can find the trade paperback, and definitely if you can find it on a discount, it's worth it. There are problems, though, as I stated before. I think that it's just spread out too far. There's superfluous panels. We're not really taught who Mother Panic is beyond she's a woman with an attitude. She's gone through a lot of stuff, but I don't know what I'm looking for. It's just a little bit more characterization beyond pissed off. I think that's it. The story itself was intriguing, especially after we met and we saw the school and everything, and we met the teachers, and we met the guy that went to the school with her and all that kind of stuff. It really did pick up, and I got to say I'm very glad for the opportunity to check this out again, because I did stop it at the first issue, and it ended up being worth it. So there you go. If I were to give it a ranking 1 through 10, remember 1 and 2 is horrible, 3 and 4 is bad, 5 and 6 is average, 7 and 8 good, and 9 and 10 excellent. I would probably give this a 7. It's good, but it's on the low side of good. So there you go. Is it really that good? Kind of. So there you go, guys. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to click like, share, subscribe if you haven't done it already. Ring that notification bell, but make sure that the notifications are set on all so you don't miss anything, because that's all YouTube really cares about. If you don't mind helping out the channel and you want to commission a video, go on over to Patreon or to Ko-Fi. The way it works is on Patreon, if you're a $5 patron or more, you get a video a month. Just tell me what you want. I'll get that video out to you. Or you could go over to Ko-Fi and commission a video there. You give me the topic, give me the subject, and boom. And there are also tip jars, and I appreciate everybody for doing all they can, and thank you very, very much for watching.